Hi, this is Lara at Elliott Wave Stock Market with your daily analysis for Wednesday 16th of September. I'm recording the video just nearly 8:35 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. I was expecting a little bit of downward movement to 1975 to start Wednesday's session, and after that I was expecting some strong upward movement for a B wave. We didn't get much downward movement and the target was not met. I think we saw a truncated C wave, and this upward movement is the B wave that I'd expected to follow. Let's have a look at the wave count. I'm expecting just a little bit of upward movement tomorrow to a short-term target at 2009, and it is possible a new high could be made tomorrow or the day after. And after that, I'm expecting downward movement to complete this correction. At the daily chart level, this is the bullish wave count, and to see the difference between bull and bear wave counts, look at the historic analysis. The bull wave count sees this long upward movement as a long intermediate degree impulse for intermediate wave 1. The bear wave count sees it as primary wave C. The structure is exactly the same, so the short-term subdivisions, targets and invalidation points are all identical. The wave counts won't diverge for a few weeks yet. At this stage within intermediate wave 1, it's a long impulse, and minor wave 3 was 2.618 the length of minor wave 1. With such a very close Fibonacci ratio, it's less than 1 point off, between minor waves 1 and 3, I'm not actually expecting to see a Fibonacci ratio for minor wave 5 to either 1 or 3. So the target for this whole movement to end is best calculated at minute degree, and especially because within minor 5 there's no Fibonacci ratio between minute waves 3 and 1, so I will expect to see a ratio for minute wave 5 to either 3 or 1. I won't be able to calculate the target for the next upward wave to end until I know where that fifth wave begins. At this stage I expect we're about halfway through this fourth wave correction. There are still a few structural possibilities it could be, and we'll get to those when I get to the hourly chart, but overall I expect it's going to continue for at least another week, and it's most likely to end when price falls short of the upper of these two aqua blue trend lines. Every day in the text article I'm providing clear instructions on exactly how to draw these trend lines. They're not an Elliott channel, these are drawn using a classic technical analysis approach. The upper one has been repeatedly tested and not breached now for over a year. It's reasonably shallow, so it is extremely technically significant. I do not expect this trend line to be breached. I'm expecting minute wave 4 to show some alternation with minute wave 2. This was a deep zigzag, so I expect minute 4 to be a much more shallow correction and most likely a flat combination or triangle. It can't move into wave 1 price territory below 1850.84. Let's have a look at how it's beginning so far on the hourly chart, where it begins here, this point here. I expect we actually saw the end of minuet wave A as a double zigzag with a truncated C wave. It was actually over here. I spent quite a lot of time today looking at all of this movement. It's really difficult to analyse, and I have a 5-minute chart for you, which I think is right. I think that minuet wave A ended here with a truncated C wave, and minuet B has begun here as a 3-3-5 expanded flat correction. This B wave here is just on 105% the length of this A wave. And importantly, this downward movement subdivides as a 3. I just can't see that on the 5 or 1 minute chart as a 5-wave structure, so I think this is a B wave. I don't think we're going to see a ratio between subminuet waves A and C, but we might see a ratio for this fifth wave, microwave 5, within the C wave. We have 1, 2, 3, 4, and 3 has a 1.618 ratio to 1. At 2009, microwave 5 would reach equality in length with microwave 1. The bigger picture for minute wave 4 still has several structural possibilities. It could be a flat correction, subdividing 3, 3, 5, and if it's a flat, the B wave must reach a minimum 90% the length of the A wave, so a flat requires upward movement to 2007.96 or above. The most common type of flat is an expanded flat where the B wave moves beyond the start of the A wave, so we could see a new high above this point tomorrow or the day after. Minute wave 4 could still also be a triangle. We could have a regular a contracting or barrier triangle A, B, C, D, E to unfold, and for a running triangle the B wave can move beyond the start of the A wave, so that too could see a new all-time high. For a triangle there's no minimum upward requirement though, so if price does not reach 2007.96, then minute wave 4 could be a triangle. Well, it would actually most likely be a triangle. Minute wave 4 could also be a double flat or combination still, and we could be seeing only the first structure in the double unfolding. We could move all of this down 1 degree and be about to see a flat correction complete for a double flat or double combination. That is another possibility. Either way, I expect at least some upward movement tomorrow. We don't have to meet the minimum we don't have to meet the minimum price point of 2007.96 because this fourth wave is not definitely a flat correction. There are other possibilities. When we have a bit of upward movement, which could be seen as a fifth wave, at that stage I'll expect some downward movement. If the minimum point is met, then I'll expect a flat is most likely, and the C wave should then move beyond the end of the A wave. If the minimum point for a flat is not met, I'll be expecting choppy, overlapping sideways movement in an ever-decreasing range for several days to complete a triangle. That's all for me today with your S&P analysis, and I hope that all our members are having a fabulous day.